Hey, I'm too turned up, turned down right now. Too dope, make better get around right now. Hey, I'm too turned up, turned down right now. Too dope, make better get around right now.
Yeah. Sound like some superhero. Some black superhero.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led out by a man who's got them off to a hot start, Charles, at 3-0. It's their new quarterback here for 2022.
And this has been an absolute perfect start so far because you want to be able to come in as the new guy and get people reason to believe in you and show them that you can be their guy. And he's done that and then some. He's already got folks forgetting about the previous quarterback, and they've been getting behind him en masse. And so far, the results have been all positive.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. The Jaguars at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they've got to be pleased with the start of this season, obviously.
Yeah, and you're talking about 3 good quality wins. It's got people in the locker room excited, not overly so, but that quiet confidence is starting to build. They're starting to believe that this could be their year if they stay on track.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
They a confidence builder for them.
They'll try to forget what happened on the previous drive. He threw that interception. Sigh of relief, though. It didn't lead to anything, just the punt. Now they've got the football back here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. A slant to Jones. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. But no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets. They don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. We're scoreless after one. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a third down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. And he's been loose with the football early. Interceptions on the first couple of drives. As they start again here, we'll see if he can do better. First and 10. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. And he'll be looking to snap a pretty... The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Back to throw here. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a fourth pick of the ball game.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
And Ingram hauls it in. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They find some open field here. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense,
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He bounced back from that 3. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And that'll be caught downfield by Shenault. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw here's incomplete. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. And we'll jump right. Two fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern. On play action, they'll throw. Before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Able to complete this to Shenault. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eaglesons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. He'll try to shake off the cobwebs from the interception he threw on the previous drive that led to the field goal, as now they're dealing with a little bit bigger of a deficit. 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Back to throw now on first down. On the slant, he'll get it to Jones. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 23 yards the pickup there. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. They'll start on the ground, Etienne, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll drop to throw. Connection made with Shenault. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle, he's got Shenault. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. A gain there of 21 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Man open, here is Jones. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. They'll look to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. So he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game. So Flying Eagles fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we not to ride nobody wave, we the ones who started with it. Translation, Yanni had to buy, Yanni had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr,
It's week 5 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on the Jaguars' leader at quarterback. There were no problems for him last week, going over 350 passing yards. It's the Jaguars and the Texans, next on Madden Football.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The Jaguars at 3-1 here through the first 4 games. And they come in off a disappointment last time out. That put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Jacksonville made Christian Kirk the headline of their 2022 free agency spending spree, and he's one of the highest paid receivers in the league right now. So what do they expect? For him to get his first career 1,000-yard season and give them big-time production. He gets them a first down right there.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That's going to be caught by Kirk. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll look to throw. He completes it to Jones. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Robinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. How about this opening drive? Play number 12 now. This is 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars are on the board first here this afternoon. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket. Beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Back to throw here. And able to find Kirk complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next one.
Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so...
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Laviska Shenault, 62 yards. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. That's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
He notched his 15th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive. They'll look to keep it going here, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Third quarter of a 2-point game. A good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Finds his tight end Ingram. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville. Connection made with Shenault. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice...
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On 2nd down, a run with ETN. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about this defense?
And now out come the Jags. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
33 yards that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, 36 yards. And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On the give, here's Robinson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can fly away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's, dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record-breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiled little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that at 28. Underground tapes, as my ass cap in publishing states. As we slide in the G-Ride, I've been getting criticized, it's keeping me energized. Create with a business mind, I'm for real killer.